And we are live to see how many people we can upset tonight. So
no, we're kinder and gentler now because we're corporate.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot already.
Yeah, dude, come on. HR is gonna call me. They're gonna be like, "What the hell were you thinking about, Mark?"
I am like an HR nightmare. I really am. They're like, he said what? Like why is he talking about this woman's knockers? You know,
did you just say knockers? I haven't heard
I said I used knockers in a video today. I yanked out knockers and used it in a video today.
You yanked out knockers. It's just funny because I was with my brother this week and last week. Was that this week? That was last week. And I was like, he told me like a couple years ago, he's like, you could never work for anybody. And it's been like almost 2 years I've been successfully working for somebody. And finally I'm like, hey, Aaron, proved you wrong, bitch. I gotcha. I love it, man. I love everything about the company that we're associated with. They're awesome people. I guess I couldn't work for bad people, but when you're working with good people, it's actually pretty friggin' great.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I'm kind of like a lone wolf person, and I've thoroughly enjoyed working with you guys at Ambrosia, just because I think that there's a pretentious style of business where it's super uppity, but there's also people like, let's just get shit done, and that's what I think the world needs more of, because that's where innovation comes from anyway. Is let's just get shit done. Like Elon, Elon doesn't care about who he upsets, obviously. No. But we'll talk about that here in a second. But I really think that that's the biggest thing, and I think it's a huge. We were talking about this before we came on. And for those of you that don't know, out of the kind of business partnership that we have going on for Morbidity and Alchemy and the rest of Ambrosia, like I'm the white guy. We have a black guy, an Iranian, and a Jewish guy, right?
Well, I don't know. Are Jews white? Have we figured that one out? That's a constant debate on this channel.
It's a constant debate, but for the sake of this argument, I'm the cracker of the group, right?
I guess we can call you that.
So I actually want a shirt made called like Super Cracker or something like that, But
token cracker.
Yeah, token cracker is even better. And then we can all wear them. But we can all wear the shirts that were token of whatever. So it would look very weird for Mike to wear a token cracker shirt.
I think it'd be great.
I think it would be great too. But the thing is, right now the media is basically trying to say that Mark and Sean's Iranian, should hate each other. They don't give a fuck. They don't. I'm going to try to get the swearing down actually, but they don't care.
Nobody cares. I don't think most Americans don't care. I think that most of us just see each other as Americans. I don't. Right. When I walk down the street, I'm not like, wow, that guy's probably from West Africa, or wow, that person's probably Swedish. No, I'm walking down the street and like, hey, I'm in America. Hi, fellow American. Mm-hmm. Nice to see you. I don't look. Of course we see color. We have eyes, right? Yeah. But I don't see people as that color. I see them as people who happen to have more or less melanin than another person. So I think it's just hilarious how the media hyper saturates the entire message with this racial BS. When in my opinion, look, man, I literally watch these interactions with people and nobody really cares. People are hugging each other. They don't look and be like, oh, I can't hug this person because they're that. I can't give this guy a handshake. I can't coach this person. If you play sports or if you coach sports, which I do, I coach so many different sports, so many different athletes. I just got done coaching. That's why I just got back from coaching a bunch of different athletes. Right. Dude, nobody cares. Athletes don't care. Nobody's gonna be like, oh, I can't be on your team because you're this. But yet the media will have you believe that in America, or even anywhere for that matter, people care. But I've been to other countries. Right. They don't care either. People just get along. I've traveled with people who aren't white. Nobody treats us differently. They all like, hey, we go to a restaurant, they're like, hey, I'm not going to serve you a hamburger because you're black. I've never seen it, but I think it does happen. But it's in such small doses and such small amounts, but they amplify it like it's endemic to society when it's not.
Well, it's also amplified. I think it was Tom McDonald who said in a song, Black Lives Matter only once every 4 years. You know what I mean? because that's when they really crank it up. And I'm starting to. I really didn't think that they would try to crank Black Lives Matter up for 2024, but I really starting to. They obviously are. Like they're obviously like making everything about race. I think this time it's more about like anti-Semitism and stuff like that. But it's race is just something that we use all the time. And I think one of the reasons why, and I didn't even need to know what your response was going to be, but you posted on your Twitter not too long ago. You're like, you gave your family history, how your grandfather escaped from Auschwitz and your mother actually worked for like the Israeli Special Forces, and you're like, but I'm American. I don't get like I don't understand what the fuck's going on. Yeah,
I've never been to Israel, but I've been to most every state in the union. I've traveled to every state, and they're all different. They're all unique in their own fabulous ways. I love New York. I love LA, yet I love the South. America is such a beautiful melting pot of culture, of personality, and we're a melting pot for a reason. Look, man, we have a shady history, but I think this is, it will get better, but we're almost at peak awesome as far as interactions with people. And I think that, but the thing is, there's money in racism. There's money in violence. And that's why you see the Jesse Jacksons, the Al Sharptons, and the media, because if the media can't report on the racial boogeyman, then what are they going to talk about? Where are they going to get their money? At the end of the day, they're clickbaiting. They're basically Cali muscle, but on a grand scale, where they just want stuff to click. And unfortunately for us, it means that we have this false sense of division, of divisiveness that doesn't exist.
I just, on a different note, like everybody in the audience can say a prayer for Cali Muscle. And
he's drinking breast milk now.
That's coming from an atheist, but I still want you to pray for him, like your best hopes and wishes, because dude's having a full on fucking. Like he's going through something, I think, dude. Like, I mean, I don't think it's mental though. I think it's more, I think he's financially desperate, and he's just grasping at straws of what he can do to get more people to watch his stuff, because I think he's falling apart financially. I mean, dude was talking about like how he's regenerating his heart the other day. Like
that can happen.
Sure. Like, I mean, it's a good one. It's a new one on me, but like, and then like the line, and I didn't even know about this until you posted, but dude, like imagine the conversation of, so I asked my wife to ask her sister for her breast milk so I can drink it.
Can you imagine if I
have said
my
some
brother?
Crazy shit, dude. I have said some crazy, wilding out shit. I could not even I cannot even imagine. And then he drank it on camera, dude. Like he's going through something, bro. Like,
can you imagine if I like went to my brother? Hey, Aaron, your wife, can I drink her breast milk? Like, I'm not eating or drinking anything from any orifice of my sister-in-law. That
is a good rule. That's a good rule, bro. I think that's a solid rule.
Can you imagine if I went to Sean and said, hey, your wife just had a baby. Can I have some of that breast milk? Can you milk her for me?
Dude, I swear I thought you were fucking trolling. I really did. And then you showed the video of him. I'm like, oh my God, this is real.
He drank. I tried it when Katie had either, and I'm like,
that's damn near your titty milk, though.
She wouldn't let me, but I wanted to get it straight from the source. I thought that'd be dope. Yeah. I was like, hey, can we try this? Sounds kind of cool. She's like, no, stay away from those.
And there goes monetization of this one right here.
No, there was nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it. Can you imagine how she's married to me? That question's coming. That question's on the way.
Oh yeah. It's inevitable at some point.
She was like, she was just counting down when it's gonna happen.
She's got the answer ready, hell no,
what are you talking about, bro?
So hey, dude, before we get too far off on the ADHD rants, I did want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Trump or Biden?
Oh, Trump. I would at this point, and I never thought I'd say this because Trump violated my trust with a couple things, but I got Trump over DeSantis. I got Trump over Vivek. I got Trump over RFK. I am 100% MAGA, baby. I never thought after 2020 I'd say that.
Yeah.
But right now, I am on the MAGA train alongside Cardi B.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And what was
too.
that? And Rappaport and Michael Rappaport.
Yeah, like times are very crazy. I got to say this, and I mean, just anybody that's watched me and Marc before, they know I've been very critical of Donald Trump because of how he handled the pandemic, which I believe was completely bullshit.
Yes.
And we now know that the infection fatality rate of the beer virus was less than the seasonal flu for people under the age of 70. It's valid. It's proven, right?
Yep.
So there was never, I mean, just so you know, like all of you lost 2 years of your life for no reason. It was literally just hype. So, and Trump had a lot to do with it. I didn't. Yeah. Trump had a lot to do with that. And I really was against the thought of voting for him ever again because of that. Because I mean,
same.
But I will tell you this, here's why he has my vote. Because they are trying to literally make sure you can't vote for him.
Yes.
That is why he has my vote, because if that is allowed to happen, then there is no vote anymore. That is them selecting who their opposition will be. That is them selecting who the candidates will be, and then we have no vote. And we barely have any vote right now because, as it's seen, there's obviously some issues with our elections. They
just proved they had the Georgia case. And again, YouTube. Yeah. For YouTube, I would just like to say that it is my opinion that every election in America is the most fair election that has ever been elected upon. But according to reports and the lawsuit that was just won in the state of Georgia, 3,600 ballots were dupes. They were duplicates, which makes me think those are the ones they found. Out of 81 million votes for Joe Biden. Again, not my thought, just what the media is reporting. I believe it was a fair election. How many ballots were, if you found, imagine like you found this much fraud.
Yeah.
The My Pillow guy was right.
Yeah.
The My Pillow guy was right.
And that's why, like, even though like my biggest fear is that Trump learned nothing.
Yeah.
I hope he did learn something, because if he wins again, if he wins again, they're going to throw another cold or something. You know it's happening, right?
Yeah, but I think he is on a FU rampage. I think people are going to go to jail. I think he's just he's gonna abuse the executive office. Mm-hmm. And while I hate to see that, the abuse of power we've seen from the Biden administration makes it where I'm like, cool. Let's see what happens.
Some things need to be, it needs to be America first at some point in time. And when I say America first, just so everybody understands, I mean American citizens first. Like not our country, not the country, the citizens of the country, because we are the country, right? And that's my biggest thing. I just think that like that's the reason why I'm going to vote for him, is because frankly they're trying to make it so you can't, and that is insane to me. Like we've reached such a stage where they're we actually have the government trying to jail their political opponents, and that's crazy. Like that is if we allow that to happen, if we allow it where he cannot be elected because of whatever they do. And I hear all these people saying like, well, let's wait to see what's happened with the 91 cases. If you can't look at this and objectively see that they are overtly trying to jail this man so he cannot be president, like it is malicious prosecution, right? Yep. If they can do that to him, he's a billionaire. If they can do that to him and we stand for it, they can do anything they want to us at all. And
look what they did to the J6ers, though. Yeah. People who they're literally looking at flight logs of people who didn't even go there, who had no reason on business to fly to DC that day. We're at a point now, dude, where we just need somebody to upend the system.
Yeah, I agree.
The system is broken. The system's always been broken, but right now it is a weapon. Like the FBI has been weaponized against anybody who's not woke and to the left. And I'm not even a Republican. For me to say this is like, what? What?
Yeah.
I'm a 90s Democrat. And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, these guys have lost the plot. You're
Oh,
you're an atheist pro-choice guy. I'm an LA Jew who's pro-choice, anti-death penalty. I'm anti-death penalty. You're not.
I'm
So
extremely pro death penalty.
you know what? I'm pro-death penalty for the treason that the government's been doing right now.
Treason, rapists, pedophiles. Like if they need a wood chipper operator for the pedophiles, I'll volunteer a weekend a month.
I'll volunteer to load them in for you. You could run the machine. I'll toss them in.
You know, because I mean, I've always said this. Like, I think that a huge problem with people, like, we've got these people, we're pretending like, well, they've got their urges and it's a sexual orientation. Like, pedophilia is not a sexual orientation. It is, you know, it means they're subhuman, and we should rid the planet of them.
I'm with you.
If a dog bites a child and maims a child, they put the dog down, right? And I got to be real. I like my dog way better than I like a lot of people. So
same.
You know, I mean, so I view it this. Like, you know, one of the reasons why Mark and I wanted to start talking is because, like, you know, I think there's a lot of left and a lot of right going on, and I really want I want to bring in the next election year, like, kind of like a down the road, like, look at this is about the country, people. Like, Mark and I both are dedicated to getting people healthy, like, and keeping people healthy, and I hear all the time, like, just let people live their lives, like. Weak, fat, and sickly means you're slaves, and we can't even and I'm very terrified for, like, this whole concept of us going to war, because we don't have the military for this anymore, people. Like, and the military we do have, the standards have been lowered so much. There's like there is people that need to get a dispensation every month for not being able to do the proper amount of pull-ups and push-ups in the military. That's bad, people. That's extremely, extremely bad. And we need to change this. They booted out a bunch of people that wouldn't get the jibby jab.
Yes.
And now they're saying, like, well, you guys could come back. Like, you got to be stupid. I would never go back. Fuck those people. You know, like, they kicked you out because you wouldn't take something like that. And that we spent a lot of time on equity and diversity. Like, we actually had the military, the army had an ad, a recruiting ad with showing it this transgender soldier. Like, why the fuck does that matter? Like, at all? And don't get me wrong, I don't give a shit if you're a gay soldier or if you like to dress up in drag and shit. Like, I don't give a shit. But the military is about, like, savages. Like, I want a dude that might almost eat his fingers with his food by accident. That's how much of an animal I want to be in our military, to go do some shit that needs to get done. Like, people have played way too many video games to think that war is something that, like, you get respawned after you die and shit like that. Like in video games. Like, we need savages, you know? Like, we need people that, like, I've met many people. Like, I don't. Have you ever met anybody who was actually a Navy SEAL? There's so many guys that claim they were, but have you ever?
Yeah, actually, when I was on American Grit, Rourke. Yeah, yes, they're different.
They're different.
They're wired different.
Yeah, they don't really have a place in normal society anymore. You know what I mean? Like, because it's such a, like, altering thing. Like, they don't really, like, and a lot of them, the statistics on them assimilating back into society are not good. You know what I mean? Like.
No,
but that's because they are machines. Like, the way these people train, like, it is. I mean, it is insane how it's like wake up, run, shoot, swim, eat, shoot, swim, obstacle course, eat, shoot, swim, run, swim, eat. Like, it's like this crazy all day, all go. Like, and they're amazing at what they do, but. That's the type of people we need. And we have, like, people worried about, like, pregnancy, like airman jackets and shit like that. It's so crazy, you know, like, and this is Biden's doing, you know, like, the younger generation, it makes me worried. Like, you gotta be so terrified for your kids, bro.
Nah, man, my kids are going to dominate these kids. These are great. So here's the thing though. I don't see it. Like, I don't see it. I'm with kids all day, not all day, at least 4 hours of my day. And I've coached, I coached my son's 9 and 10-year-old 10-year-old football team. And I coach kids up to 18-year-olds tonight, right? The kids who play sports, they are us. They're not in that realm because sports, it is still meritocracy. It is still about working hard, and it's still about winners and losers. And nobody cares on the football field if you're wearing women's or men's underpants under your football tights.
No.
As long as you can lay the hat, it doesn't matter if you're gay, doesn't matter if you're straight. If you can play and you can help a team win your championship, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. So the fact of the matter is, I don't see this with the kids that I am with every day.
Right.
I'm sure it exists. Obviously, but those kids aren't doing epic stuff in sports because they're losers.
Yeah, they're losers.
They're losers. They're over there and they're playing video games and they're taking their SSRIs and they're not working out and they're probably obese. And those are the kids. The kids who are exercising. I told you before, I've said this so many times, youth sports, team sports can save America.
Yeah.
And that's why I do it. That's why I do it. That's why I do it, because it is the greatest thing a child can do is to compete and try to win, and know that if you don't put in the work, you're a loser, because that is life. Life is about winning and losing. I don't care what your liberal arts teacher at Vanderbilt told you.
Right.
Life is about winning and losing. You're either a winner or you're a loser. You can't be a winner in one area of life and a loser in another area. You're either a fucking winner or you're a fucking loser. There's no in between.
No. And to a great degree, when people lose, it's because other people are better than them.
Yes. And that's okay. Yes. And that's okay. There's nobody is the absolute best in the world. No. Right? Like Michael Jordan was untouchable. Now there's a debate. Wait, what about LeBron? What about Kobe? It's like no one will. There's always somebody who's going to be better than you, right? Who's gonna be better than you in the future. Right. But the fact of the matter is, did you maximize your potential? Did you do everything it took to win?
Yeah.
And that is life. And winning doesn't always mean scoring touchdowns or shooting baskets. It could be, maybe doing a little better on your science test. It could be, hey, maybe you're a mom. Maybe you were able to deal with your kids' problems a little better. Winning is about those little daily events that we overlook. But at the end of the day, life and success is about how many wins you get versus how many losses you get. If you win more than you lose, you probably have a good fucking life.
Yeah. So I completely agree. I did a live video this past week where this young lady who's basically trying to build an audience, as she loses weight. And I'm not big into that. Because if you're losing weight, you shouldn't be giving people advice on losing weight. You know what I mean? Like if you're still 370 pounds, maybe you should wait to give people advice. But
yeah, we need some proof of concept here, lady.
Yeah. Some social proof would be pretty good right now, right? But she said to one of her fans, that comparison is the thief of joy, and that's bullshit. Okay, comparison is the catalyst for greatness.
Oh God, mind. Yeah. Look, man, I train every day, knowing that I'm gonna be standing on stage next to Kareth and next to Keon. Look, man, will I ever look as good as those guys? No. But by training to look as good as those guys, by training my ass off, try and catch them, you know what? I'm going to do better than I would have done if I wouldn't have done that. Yeah. I'm all about, dude. Look, man, if you're trying to be the best in the world at something, even if you're probably not going to be the best in the world, you need to train like you're going to fucking compete to be the best in the world. Period. Stop setting the bar so low. Set the bar here. Because if you come here, it's still higher than here.
I get a lot of people ask me why I still train the way I do, and the weird thing is most people don't see how you train all the time, but only people on my app see how I train because they can come on live and do my workouts. But I train extremely intensely for 2 hours a day, every fucking day, right? And they're like, "Why do you still do that? You're a weight loss guy." Because if I don't try to just outdo myself on a daily basis, I know I will get complacent. I am competing with the idealized version that I could be in my brain. Yes. Because I have made it so, and what's weird is I don't have many peers in my area where I'm in my 50s and I train athletically, but I still really depend more upon my intellect to get my message across, right? And I just try to do my very best to out intellect and out physicality people. Like I can train all go nonstop for hours. That was a goal of mine. And now I've got to figure out something else to keep me going. And I just think that in our society, we have become so complacent with just like existing that greatness, the disparity between who is great and who is under that, who's sucks, is gonna be dramatic in the next couple of years. Like, we get it all the time. Like people think that what I have, like what I do, my body is so unattainable that I must be like mainlining steroids, right? You've seen me, dude. Like, I mean, like I'm a.
Well, I mean, you're in phenomenal shape, but it's perspective, right? Like when you come to Ambrosia and there's Mike, who like his back feels like you're hitting a fucking granite countertop. Right. It's like, you know what? Maybe you're not on steroids, and maybe you're just in really good shape. So, I mean, if you're standing next to a normal American, you look like fucking Zeus. Right. You know what I mean? But if you're standing next to Mike, you look like an in shape guy. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's all relativity, right? So I always tell, I forgot who I was telling, but I was like, dude, like if you're single and you're simply, I'm not saying be jacked, don't need a six pack. If you're simply, don't even care about height. Okay. If you're simply not fat, you can get a 9. Like you can get any girl you want. I mean, the bar is that low men are in the driver's seat. If you make decent money, I'm not talking about millionaire money. If you have a good job and you're in shape and you're able to protect and do what you need to do, and you actually, you cut your fingernails, you shave, like, dude, like I can only imagine, like when I was on Fresh and Fit, remember that podcast I was on? So funny. Yeah. We had the hose there. They have hose on that show. It's funny show, fun show.
Like actual hose, right?
Well, they're not like prostitutes. They're just slutty girls. They're promiscuous. That's the word. And Myron's like, dude, if you were single, you could have any fucking girl you want. All these bitches. This is him talking, not me. I don't say bitches. Hoes hate when you call them bitches. Anyway, so like, he's like, hey, he's like, and I'm like, no, man, come on, dude. I'm a short, goofy looking white guy. He's like, dude, but you're jacked and you have money. Like you can have like 10 girls at a time and they can know about it and they won't even care. And I was like, what? He's like, that's how low the bar is, bro.
Well, another big thing is that like, you don't give a fuck what people think about you.
I don't.
Like that's, to me, I think that is like, I think that people look for that more than what they do other stuff. Because that's also why, like, to add on what Marc was saying, if you're just a dude, don't be fat, take some sort of combat sport, like practice some sort of combat sport and work hard at your career. You will have a happy life and find a good wife. You know why? Yeah. Because people, and we're about to get so, like, people are going to accuse me of being sexist, but women are attracted to men that can protect them and provide.
Period.
You know what I mean? Period. It's not that my wife is the CEO of our companies, but she knows that I work my ass off, but she also knows that I would beat a motherfucker down for disrespecting her in front of me. You know what I mean? Like, it's old school redneck, but it is reality.
My wife gets a little too bold. She's never been in a fight and like somebody will cut us off and she's screaming. I'm like, dude, you realize shit goes down, I'm going to have to fight. Yeah. Like, we just calm it down here. Like, you're too comfortable with my ability to fight now.
It's so funny because out of our wives, people would probably expect that Crystal's never been the one in the fight, and
yeah, because Katie's Italian. Those people are moff. They're crazy. They lost 2 world wars in a row.
I'm Italian, bro. So
you people are nuts.
Yeah, we're nuts. My mom's a little old Italian lady, but I've seen my wife beat somebody down.
Man,
awesome.
I think right.
Such a fucking turn on. It's so crazy.
Katie has that mom strength though. Katie will fucking pile drive a bitch. Yeah. I think she's been training with Sheamus. I think she's ready.
I mean, but I do think that, like, what we were talking, like, especially like if you take some sort of combat sport, first of all, you're not afraid of getting hit in the face.
Nope.
Because that is the thing. Like once you get used to physical, like physical interaction, it gives you a confidence that other people don't have. I can tell, like I have had people get pissy with me in real life. I mean, dude, I'm me. People, like when people meet me in real life, there is a certain group of people that are happy to see me. Hey, I like your content. And then there's always that one or two people that see me and they're like, I hate you. You know, like I hate you. You make me feel bad about myself, right? And like, you know, like you make me feel true things about myself, and I can't stand that. But I know, right? I mean, and I'm sure you see it too. But I know right off the bat, like they're not swinging. Like what are you going to say? Like, you know, like,
Yeah.
I mean, now if I think the person's going to swing, you'll know because I make sure there's distance. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
I make sure there's distance. You know, and besides that, like, I mean, I don't worry about it. But we could use up all of our time talking about shit like that. I gotta know, you're the business guy. Elon Musk versus Media Matters. Man,
he has a hell of a case. I mean, he does, because he literally has the forensics and everything showing that they literally created fake accounts. I don't know. I believe it's in defamation category because it's literally you can actually tangibly tie it to loss of revenue. Here's the thing. Elon has a lot of money. Yeah. Media Matters in relation to Elon doesn't have a lot of money. If you know anything about lawsuits, it's not about who's right. It's about who can afford to stay in court longer. Right. Elon can literally keep these guys tied up, spending millions of dollars a month in court until he gets his just ways. Now, Media Matters, what they did, allegedly, but it looks like they did it. Man, that is some shady stuff.
It really is.
And I am really glad that Trump and Elon are actually putting their money where the mouth is, because you always see ACLU and the what is that? The ADL. You see these guys just sue and sue and sue, and then they happen to get a judge who's an idiot, and they find in their favor. It's good to see people on the side of the good guys who are using the legal system. Now, we saw this during COVID. Everybody who sued for anything from the vaccine mandate to masks won their case. I don't think one person lost. Now, it might have taken 2 years, but everybody won. So we need to, and I told you this, like, if anything ever goes down like COVID again, I'm going to get arrested and I'm going to sue. I'm suing everybody. I'm going to find an attorney, whether it's Ron Coleman or any of those guys, and I'm going to be like, hey, get ready, because we're about to sue the world. And I'm going to encourage all my other friends who have any money to do the same and just keep them in the court system until they run out of money. Yep. And that's what it's going to take. We're not going to win this through a civil war. No. Even though it might get to that, that's not how you win. You see what happened to Black Lives Matter when they started rioting. Look at what's happening to the Palestinian, same with the Palestinian thing. Like, now that they're burning down shit and tearing down American flags, public opinion is swaying back to Israel. Yeah. Once you start showing violence and you start destroying people's neighborhoods and shitting on someone's country, look, man, what's going on in Israel, I don't care. I honestly don't care. Most Americans don't care. Once you start taking down American flags for a Palestinian flag, that's when I have a problem with you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think most Americans feel the same way. If you want to take down an Israel flag and put up a Palestinian flag, you could shit, piss, burn the Israel flag. I don't care. I'm literally Israeli. I don't care. I'm an American. Okay. Right. Once you start defacing the American flag in favor of that Palestinian flag, I'm going to feel some type of way versus your side. I agree. I mean, I 100% agree. And I think that's where that was the overstepping, the overstep they did. There's something I did want to ask you about when it comes to this. I wanted to get your opinion. So people were hanging up posters about missing children in Israel, in America. Why were we posting those up? So I think it was a psyop, bro, because people are tearing them down. I mean, and you know what? Smart move by Israel. Smart move by the Jews. I mean, not the first time you've heard that one, right? No. Not even the first time I've heard that today. No one has ever accused the Jews of not being smart. Okay, two things Jews can do: be smart and save money. All right.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was so like, why do I care? I care. I don't want any, but what the fuck is putting a sign in Des Moines, Iowa about a missing kid in Tel Aviv? What is that? Like, what the hell is that proving?
Yeah. The odds of now with our child trafficking problem that we have in America.
Oh my God, you're right. They might come here.
They might come
but
here.
I'm pretty sure those kids aren't alive anymore. I mean, just the way things are going over there. But here's the thing: it's all propaganda, right? You saw those videos of them, the actors of Palestinians.
Yeah.
They did the same thing during COVID. I mean, with video, you can do a lot of things, and I really think that I don't want to sound racist. I don't want to sound like a Jew who's like elitist, and I'm not going to. I think I got this. So basically, what I think is happening is the Israelis or the Jewish supporters knew that the Palestinian supporters or the sympathizers to their side were acting out of emotion and not intellect. Mm-hmm. And so they knew that they would see this pro-Israel these signs and they would tear them down. And they're like, dude, if we put these up, they start tearing them down. We're going to catch them. We're going to film them. It's going to go viral. It's going to turn the world against them. And it kind of has. So it was a very well played move on their part.
Yeah. Like, and just so everybody understands, like, I don't want anybody to die over that. You know, like, that's my thing. Like, I wish to, like, you know, the same thing with like the Russian-Ukraine thing. Like, people are like, oh, you're pro-Russia. I'm pro people. I'm super pro us not get involved. Like, I'm super pro not $1 of our money going over there. I'm super pro us not taking any refugees in. I'm super pro us worrying about our own shit. Like, I'm super pro that. We don't have the money or even the bandwidth. Like, when I say bandwidth, we should be focusing on our shit. Like,
how about our border?
Yeah, how about our border? You know, like,
put the military there.
Why are we protecting somebody else's border? But the same thing for Israel and Palestine. And don't get me wrong, I think, parachute dropping in, like doing the Red Dawn on a peace festival and slaughtering people. You're horrible fucking people. Like, I mean, and I can totally understand why somebody would want to take a shot back. And then I've heard people explain why the people from Gaza they don't like Israel. And I can understand if that's their point of view. And I think we need to think is, like, this area of the world has been at war in some way or another for thousands of years. And we are not going to stop that. Like, we could print trillions more dollars. It is not going to stop that. Especially when we're giving money to both sides. But
so here's what I have to ask you though. Like, what happened to Ukraine? Like, do you think anybody actually cares, or is this just tribalism and faux outrage?
This is tribalism and faux outrage because people just dropped Ukraine like it was not, like, they don't even talk about it anymore. Like, they literally don't even talk about it anymore. First of all, if you thought that Ukraine was going to beat Russia in a war, you were stupid. Okay, like,
I don't care how much money you have.
You were dumb, like super dumb, especially because Russia didn't even reach way back into their pocket because they could have said, hey, China, can you give us a hand? Like, at some point in time, and that was my biggest worry. Like, my biggest worry was like, well, they're aligned with China. So if it really gets to start throwing down, it's going to throw down, you know?
Oh, God, yeah.
And everybody does realize that Zelensky is like an actor. Like, we installed him.
Yes.
Like he was pretty much installed by the U.S. government to be president.
100%.
And he's an actor. Like, he's not a president. And why are we even supporting this? Like, he canceled elections. There's no basically freedom of speech. He canceled all the media. Like, it is like Ukraine is a place that 10 years ago, the warmongers would have been saying we needed to liberate.
Such a bad Zelensky. It's the craziest thing. Yeah. Here's this little guy, and he's always in fatigues, even though he's never fought a day in his life.
Nope.
It is the funniest shit you've ever seen. Oh, here's another one. This guy just brought up. We blew up our own pipeline. Yeah. We blew up. I mean, Russia. They accused Russia of blowing up their own pipeline. that was economic prosperity.
Yeah.
And then it's just the whole thing. I was just like, dude, like, it ain't gonna work. Like, let's just figure this out, get a treaty. Like, no, if we don't stop them now, okay, we forgot about, has Russia taken over the world right now? Like, Russia's fine. Like, dude, we got our little passageway to our trade routes. We're good. Yeah. Like, Russia's like, we're good, bro. Like, we're good. We're fine. Right. We didn't want any more. Like, we just wanted our trade route. We just wanted the Donbass. Like, come on.
Well, dude, I have clients from all over the world, but I have Russian clients and I have a couple clients from Ukraine, right?
Oh God. Yeah.
The area of Ukraine that Russia was saying, we want to take this, those people identify as Russian. Like, they don't identify as Ukrainian. You know, like, so it's not like the people that are all of a sudden going to be Russian citizens would revolt. You know, they would throw parade. And that's what people don't understand. Like, I really want to encourage everybody that listens, do your research. Okay. Like, look what happens and I know the media and politics say doing your own research is dangerous. I can't even believe that anybody that ever said that, we should have laughed in their face, but that was a big thing, right? Yeah. For a couple of years, but not doing your own research is what made it so everybody just bellied up and lemminged in 2020. Not doing your own research is what got people putting Ukrainian flags, American citizens putting Ukrainian flags in their bio and in their, like, everything like that. Like, not one time did I even think about that. Like, I post, my backdrop normally has something about the American flag. We have it up here right now. Always. Because I'm an American. I could not give, and I have clients from around the world. I don't care. Like, I mean, I don't care about any place else but here. I don't care, you know?
With that said, do you see yourself always living in America? Do you think that's 100%?
Not 100%.
Do you think I would have never said that before 2020, but like, I have friends who live in Puerto Rico, 4% flat tax. Yeah. I just saw something today about a dude like crushing it in Paraguay. Mm-hmm. I've seen all these things, and I've traveled the world. And look, I think we're brainwashed from an early age to think that America is this unique bastion of awesomeness. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying America is not unique and isn't awesome. I'm saying that there's a lot of other awesome places in this world that would be fantastic to live at. And I've never thought I would even entertain leaving this country. But after 2020, I realized that we are no longer a free nation. We are no longer, we never were. I mean, Lincoln shut down the press who were negative towards him. So for anybody to say that any of this stuff with the media is new, like bringing it back to what the topic is, media matters, and the media and lying in the media, that's been around so bad that Lincoln literally shut down the newspapers. Yeah. He shut them down. And then he shit all over the 10th Amendment. Like, a lot of people don't realize, like, America is not that great. And I say that with the utmost respect for America, but we've always had issues. We've never been what the founding fathers envisioned. We've never fulfilled that. And even then, the founding fathers were flawed. Like, a couple of them owned slaves. Okay. Like, nobody's perfect, but if you look at how this country is set up and you actually follow the Constitution, it would be an amazing place. It would be so good. Like, you're just out there chilling. You got capitalism. You got a meritocracy. Everybody's safe because we're all armed. It'd be great.
The government's there protecting your rights against corporations instead of protecting corporations.
Oh, and if the government gets too powerful, you take them out.
See, that's my thing. Like, me and you've talked offline before. I can imagine, like, I mean, 5-6 years from now, if there's not some sort of very serious shift, like me and you just kind of, like, our families buying a compound someplace and fucking in a different country, and we could be broadcasting this from fucking Puerto Rico right now.
You don't need to live. So I actually was speaking with our parent company, and my traveling, I think I told you this, like, I'm not going to be traveling much next year because we can do everything remote. I'll be going here and there back to, the West Coast a few times, but it's not going to be like this year because we're streamlining and I'm able to do everything from my office. I'm running multiple. I have Vegas, I have Ohio, I have California, I have Utah, and I'm doing it all from an office I installed in my house in Tennessee. So it's changed a lot. So now if you make, let's say $100,000, okay, if you make $100,000 in America, you're getting taxed at probably 45%, okay?
Which is
if
insane.
you make $100,000 in Puerto Rico, you're getting taxed $4,000. But everything we do, Alan, we could do from Puerto Rico.
Yep.
So we can keep $96,000 of 100,000 rather than just keeping 65,000 of, or I'm sorry, 55,000 of 100,000. Now, why the hell? And also the dollar goes further. Why the hell am I living in America?
I don't know. Me and you have to think. Me and you have to, we'll talk about this offline. All of a sudden, we'll disappear for a couple weeks and be like, "Hey, so here's our new studio."
I got kids. I actually, you know what? Here's a historical one.
Mark, your mic cut out, Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. The Civil War wasn't about racism and slavery. It was about Lincoln keeping a corrupt union together. Slavery would have been abandoned eventually. I've heard that. At the end of the day, it was a long time ago. Slavery is gone. Net win. I think we look at history. We're like, good job, Lincoln.
No, but I really think and we've talked about this before when it's coming up, but I'm not even I don't think we're going to vote our way out of this. That's my problem. I just the federal government is, unless Trump wins, and he'd have to win by a landslide to beat all the dead people voting. Unless Trump wins and guts the federal government, and I'm talking removes the entire hierarchy of the FBI, the entire hierarchy of the CIA, stuff like that. Unless the federal government is just absolutely gutted, and we then by executive order have no mail-in ballots, voter ID, stuff like that. We're not voting our way out of this in the next 10, 20 years. It's not happening.
I was one of the ones, and I fully admit this, saying that I don't know if there's enough proof for voter fraud being enough to change the election. Tim Pool said the same thing. And now that Georgia's come out, Pennsylvania's come out, it's hard for me to say that with a straight face. Because look, man, I mean, and now it's funny because I was reading some comments in Twitter where people reply to Trump's story, 3,600 ballots, blah, blah. So instead of being like, yeah, man, nah, that didn't happen. The judge was wrong. They're like, keep crying, Trump. So they're not even saying it didn't happen. They're saying, hey, we cheated. Shut the fuck up. You lost. It's like, wait. Hold on. So now they're not even trying to defend the fact that the Democrats cheated. They're literally saying, cry harder. Cry harder. What do they call maggots? Trump-tard, whatever. Yeah,
Trump-tards and maggots,
Okay. First of all, whoever says that, I just want to beat them into a bloody ball. I mean, why would you even say that? What the problem with these people, you don't understand, it goes both ways. You will be cheated. If the system is corrupt, you will be cheated. They get cheated. These people get cheated. If you look at the DNC, they have picked the candidate the last Bernie
two
Sanders
presidential
got
cycles
screwed
twice, and then RFK got screwed this time. They would not even entertain him as a candidate. That's not how that works. If you have a candidate from your party that wants to try to unseat the candidate, even if they're an incumbent, it is supposed to go to the vote. They're not letting Democrats vote. That's the thing. I said, this is back to my original thing about Trump. And I said this on Twitter, and people got fucking pissed.
Of course.
But independence, constitution. I'm a constitutionalist, independent. I'm registered Republican because I want to vote in a Republican things here. But
primary.
Primary. But I thank you because I had an old man moment. But but I'm an independent, and I'm more of a constitutionalist than anything. I think the United States Constitution is a brilliant piece of paper that absolutely makes it so like if it would be followed, would the world be as safe as it is now? No. But would it be free? Yes. And I'd rather be free than be safe. That's how I look at it. But
I think it would be as safe. I do think it would be safe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Because everybody would probably own a gun.
I mean, look, man, look at the numbers don't lie. Places where they have guns are generally legal guns are generally way, way safer than places where they don't. So, I mean, I'm a huge fan. Like, man, I think that as Americans, I think we're coming a long way. I think that you're seeing people kind of see what's going on. And I think it has to get worse before it gets better. And I hope we're at the bottom out. And for Michael Rappaport, Cardi B, you notice The Rock was like, he literally endorsed Biden. He's on Joe Rogan, and Joe's like, you have friends who voted for Biden? He's like, oh, no. They support the Democrats. This is a guy who literally got paid. Yes, he did get paid.
Yeah, he got paid
to support. Now he won't even say that he has one friend. Me, I would have been like, I do have a friend.
I do have a friend that's like Biden. Like,
so The Rock, keep in mind, The Rock hangs out with people way more publicly liberal than we do. So for The Rock to say that not one of his ultra liberal elitist Hollywood friends like Joe Biden, I think that we're in a situation where I think we might be at the oh shit point where it's the bottom out. How bad can it get? I think this might be how bad. Everybody prepare. It's going to get worse. You might see some riots and shit during the election. Dude, you're in a redneck area of Florida. I'm in Tennessee. Everybody on my block has about 40 guns. We're okay. Okay. So they burned down Chicago again. Whatever. It's just a normal summer at this point. Like, it's going to get worse. Not for me. Not for you. It's going to get worse for people who are still in cities. And if you're still in a city, you're out of your mind for still being there after 2020. So, I mean, I'm sorry. I can't, like Tim Pool says it. I hate to bring him up again, but he says it too. He's like, dude, if you're still living in a city, I got nothing. I can't
well, you just
feel bad for you.
At this point, at some point in time, it's going to be natural selection. I always talk about this, like where I think we're like we're animals, right? We're supposed to be free range. Like I mean, free range animals are healthier animals, right?
Yes.
Than animals kept in pens. We're not meant to live like insects. We're not meant to live in hives. Like I mean, I really believe it drives animals crazy. I really do.
Yes.
But the one thing I was saying before, like I don't care if you're independent, constitutionalist, conservative, Republican. If you hate Donald Trump, if you're a Republican and you hate Donald Trump, get over that fucking shit. Okay?
I did.
Because here's the thing. They are on message, right? The people that are trying to stomp on the Constitution, Biden and all that. I mean, because I'm sorry. I see it like that. Like I see them stomping on the Constitution. I see them racking up a massive debt and giving it to other countries so they can then launder that money back. I see it that way. If you disagree with me, that's fine. But one thing you can honestly say, they are on message. Like it is like they all support the same thing. So they've got some sort of early alert system. When something breaks, they all have the same words that they say immediately. For the other side to beat that, get on fucking message.
Trump, baby. Trump 2024. I can't believe I'm saying this.
Same.
Look, man, it's a shame that DeSantis shit the bed so bad. Because DeSantis is my guy.
I told you I didn't want him to run. I told you.
But I agree because look, man, we have Bill Lee in Tennessee. He's a rhino, but he's a rhino who's afraid of the people, and that's a rhino I can live with.
That's a good one.
He's afraid of his constituents. Yeah. He is deathly scared of his constituents. I love him for that. Yeah. Okay, and he's being in check. Marsha Blackburn, the one who asked, but she's the one who asked, "What is a woman?" Oh, I'm not a biologist. Okay, she's there to keep him in check. Like they're all homies. Yeah. Like I know people here who know them. They're all homies. Like all these like senators and congressmen from Tennessee, They're all homies. They all
Yep.
keep each other in check. They're like, hey, you're going to make us look bad, bro. Okay, I'm not worried about Tennessee. But if Tennessee happens to go downhill, I want to know that I could drive 4 hours due east and sanctuary my fat ass in Florida, because Florida needs to stay great. And DeSantis is the greatest governor to ever be a governor in the United States of America. He's proven it time and time again. He's not ready to be president. I don't even think he's presidential material. He's just he's not bombastic enough. He'd
be a great attorney general.
He'd be amazing, but keep his ass in Florida. All right. Vivek, love the guy. I think he'd be a great VP, or maybe when Trump retires, he's the guy. I think he's articulate and he brings something no other Republican brings. He's not white. I mean, he's just not white.
Yeah, seriously.
He can say things that Trump can't say.
That's right. I didn't want DeSantis to run because if you're running against Trump, that's a meat grinder.
Oh, you're done.
That's a meat grinder. Trump does not campaign on the issues. He campaigns on De Sanctimonious.
On you being short.
Yeah,
he's literally calling him short. That was so funny.
That's why I was like, I wish he wouldn't run, because it hurts their career. Somebody said DeSantis didn't help his case when he went after Disney. As a newsflash, bro, that helped him. Everybody in Florida absolutely fucking loved that. Disney had their own police. Or their own government inside Florida. That's unacceptable, bro. That's an unacceptable thing. Most people in Florida absolutely love that. And people are like, oh, well, what if Disney leaves? First of all, good fucking luck on that. Secondly,
how are you going to move a roller coaster?
How are you going to they're damn near bankrupt as it is. They're almost done as it is. And frankly, that would only help the state because it would open up a lot of property.
Yes.
You really think that Orlando wouldn't get filled with new business? I mean, it's not like they're not even the only theme park in Orlando.
No, Universal Studios crushes it.
Yeah.
And look, man, I'm so pro Trump right now, but I'm anti-Trump. It's the weirdest fucking feeling. Because it's the lesser of two evils, but I really think that Trump is going to come in like a fucking woman who caught her husband sleeping with the maid. Shout out Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think he's going to come in and he's just going to be like, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And he's just going to go out there like a fucking bull in a china shop. And he didn't do that the first time. And I think this time they'll be like, hey, there's COVID. People are dying. Let them die. Let him. I just don't think he'll care, because they can't. He can't run again. Yeah. He's 70. He knows his life is not going to be much longer. Right. Dude's 78. He's got a max 10 years based on his lifestyle.
Oh yeah,
and he's being overweight.
And only 6 of them that he'll remember at best.
Yeah. So he knows his time's coming to an end. He's going out like a true G, and I am just excited to see him. And I said before he could never win the general, and I disagree now, because I don't take polls seriously. What I take seriously is what I see on the streets. And I travel a lot. Up until this year, I'm not traveling anymore. I travel a lot and I talk to people. And I have never seen this much unity behind one person. And it's not because they like him. It's because he is honestly, in my opinion, the last hope we had.
Oh, look at Michael Rappaport. Michael Rappaport, I've never seen anybody more deranged. I take that back. There's that other
Keith
guy.
Olbermann.
Olbermann, and then there's that Rob
Reiner. Yeah, fat guy.
So the 3 of them were about on the same level of Trump derangement, right? And Rappaport's like, fix this shit. It's and fucking Cardi B. Cardi B realizes what's going on. That's the thing. Real people are starting to go against the narrative, because it's gotten to the point where people can't afford food and shit like that. It's gotten to the point where it would be one thing if it was just bad, but it's bad, and the current administration is sending billions of dollars other places. Do people realize billions of fucking dollars with that? How much money that is?
I love.
Billions.
I think it's just going to be an interesting year. Everybody's like, oh, it's going to get bad. Buy gold. Why the fuck would you buy gold? Like, I never understood that. Like, dude, if our podcast ever blows up and you go, hey, Marc, I want to take money to sell gold, I will ask you to just shove that gold bullion or whatever up my ass. Because why would you buy? The only reason gold's worth something is because you convert it to dollars.
Yeah.
Fuck? I never understood that. Like Glenn Beck, all these conservative shows are on the buy. They take the buy gold money. I don't think I will ever be that desperate where I take buy gold money, unless they pay us a lot. I do have a price.
If this ever takes off, me and you will be buying land.
Yeah. You know what? Don't give me gold. Give me a property and guns and ammo.
Yes, we'll
so
be
we
buying
can protect
land,
that property. Oh, dude, machine guns.
Preferably with a large pond. It can separate your house, my house. We can just we can have a podcast studio in the center of it. But if this ever takes off, that'll be if we ever do the Tim Pool thing, we'll have our own little compound and knockers.
A lot of knockers.
A lot of knockers.
Yeah, you're bringing back some bad memories. My wife used to have big fake ones, and then she had to get them taken out. Like, what? God has a sense of humor, doesn't he? He's like, hey, we're gonna let you have fun with these, but only for a limited time.
Oh, just brutal.
It's brutal.
Hey, so I wanted to tell everybody because we're probably signing off in a minute. Everybody, make sure that tomorrow you wish Marc happy birthday.
I'm going to be 29 years old tomorrow, guys. It's a very big day. Almost 30.
29 years old.
Almost time. Actually, I'm 43.
He had his first child when he was 12.
Hey, the good news is I think 43. Is that when you get your bar mitzvah?
I think so. Yeah.
I think it's 43.
You know better than me.
I missed the first. It's 13. I missed it.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
In Italian American households, 13 is when you can start drinking wine at the table.
I thought that was like 3.
No, it's 13.
Oh, okay, then that was just a sick lie. Yeah. Sick race. Oh, and by the way, the 2 Black Friday sales. One, AmbrosiaCollective.com has the 50% off bundle. That's going on right now. Black Friday drops Thanksgiving 11:59 p.m. at TigerFitness.com. We got 5 awesome free gifts. And tomorrow I'm giving away a free. Alan, I sent you my book, right? My free book on how to not become a fat fuck during the holidays called Festive Fitness. I didn't curse in the book because Chad wouldn't let me, that prude. And so that's going to be, so if you go to if you go to marklobliner.com and you sign up for my newsletter, I'll let you, or you just follow me on any social media. I'm going to let you guys know when I release the book. Yeah. Or you could just, site's already up, festive-fitness.com, festive-fitness.com. The book's already there. You get it now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we already have it set up. So it's festive-fitness.com. All you have to do is download it and you're good to go. You buy it for free and then it just comes into your mailbox.
Yeah. Go get the Holy Trinity weight loss bundle. It helps me out, helps out Ambrosia, and it'll help you out because you'll be able to control your cravings after Thanksgiving. And you won't get fat as fuck in 2024.
I love these marketing messages. I wonder if they were approved by legal.
I don't know if they're approved by legal. Next time, when we come on live next time, I'll make sure I have some of our ads in the middle. That way we can we can just shoot them out.
You haven't had to deal with Stan over at legal, right? Stan's awesome, but Stan will be like, "Are you sure you have to say that?" I'm like, "Come on, Stan, let us say it."
I'm going to work on it. For the podcast, especially, I'm going to work on it. Like for my shit, I have a hard time. So
it's fine. We're building up, so we will sooner or later have a unique channel for the podcast. We're coming up with a logo and everything, and we'll have a separate skin for it. We're working on it. We're just getting it rolling, so keep watching us. And it's going to be a fun time, man. We're going to have fun. We're going to talk about stuff we normally wouldn't talk about, and we'll keep it off our normal fitness and stuff channels so we don't get banned.
It's like, so, and for those of you that don't know right now, this is being broadcast on Rumble, and the Rumble channel is going to be switched over to this podcast channel. I will probably be deleting this off of my YouTube because I don't want to get a strike. And
this one, I don't think this had any strike-worthy material because we didn't give medical information.
Yeah, we didn't. You know what? We didn't. So as long as we stay away from the medical shit.
Well, my warning is going away on January 31st. I had a warning from like 2021.
Mine's going away too.
On the 31st?
I think on the 9th. I think mine goes away on the 9th.
Damn.
Mine was for quoting the CDC.
Makes sense.
But
Makes
yeah, it's going
complete
away.
sense.
It's going away. I'm very happy about that. It won't do anything for my channel though. I'm sure I'm still blacklisted like a motherfucker. But
I don't know. I have some videos that hit, some videos that don't. I think it's just the algorithm doesn't like us.
I've had a little. Some of my lives have been getting about 10,000 views lately, which is bigger than it's been. So
I've had a few go. I've had a few go up, and I think I'm starting to get to like. I want to climb back up to like my 2015 level. I think I'm almost there. I think I'm getting there. I think it might take I think the 31st. I think I heard when the warning goes away, it does help it a lot.
I really hope so. So that would be awesome. But hey, everybody, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back live very soon, if not tomorrow. Probably sometime with the next couple of days. Probably not on Thanksgiving. I'll just say that.
No, not on Thanksgiving.
And tomorrow's Mark's birthday, so I'm not going to rein him into that. And I also did want to tell people, since there's going to be both of us on the podcast, there probably will be times when, if Mark is traveling or doing something like that, it might just be me or it might just be him, and we're definitely going to be bringing guests on. So we're going to try to be on as much as possible, because I think that, and I'm just going to be very honest about this. After the shit Mark and I took for the last 3.5 years about being right about almost goddamn everything, we're going to have our fucking say. So,
Absolutely.
that's pretty much it. Thanks for coming on. Thank you for joining. And thank you, everybody. I'll be back live 1 p.m. tomorrow, and I'm probably going to release some videos. I hope everybody has a great day. And Mark, happy fucking birthday tomorrow.
All right, guys. Good night, everyone.
Good night.